Sweeney and his attorney. However, they offered no defense against the
Wow.
charges.
Greetings, everyone. This is Gerard,
Kenilworth School District.
editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka GIB Magazine. That stands for Soldiers Got Attention. Believe that, because everyone should be soldiering for something. Come on up. A dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, something. And on the PBG's Productions, that stand for Photos by Gerard, the best in freelance publicity photography. Well, you know, I start my day each day watching news from my hometown, New York, on WPIX. In fact, oh my God, Brian Miranda, who's one of the weathermen. Him and I are Facebook friends, so every now and then I comment about some of the things he say on the weather and what he's wearing and what have you. You know, just I used to do it with Suki. I don't know, I can't remember her name, but she was one of the only Asian weather forecaster, and she was pretty. I love looking at her. But anyway, so I started my morning watching the news here. I've heard some pretty interesting stories. You know, I don't have any hard liquor, but normally I take a shot every time they mention Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the crime rate or whatever's happening in Brooklyn, whenever they mention Brooklyn, I take a shot. In fact, the story that I just got to listen to was pretty sad. How four teenagers just beat up a bus driver, which is pretty horrific. And then an Uber driver threw out two women out of the back of his car, because they were kissing. And he told them that it's against policy for two women to be kissing in the back seat. So in an Uber. So which is kind of a lot of strange stuff is happening around the world today. And you know, we're just no, stop. While we're talking about that, let me kind of bring you up to date on a couple of things before I talk about news. But the shirt I'm wearing here, this is Dennis Rodman's shirt. This is Dennis Rodman's promotional product. So when he came back from North Korea the first time, where he was offering to sell Ambassador Rodman, you know, so you know, because that's what he kind of turned out to be, the ambassador to North Korea from the United States. In fact, he's back in the news again today regarding the Kim Jong Un and President Donald Trump's meeting. So anyway, that's what this shirt is about. What is it you want? Oh, you know you got something on the stove. I'm going to show the people what you and I do. I hope Peter doesn't get on me. Peter is the protection of animal or something like rights or whatever. But I'm going to show you something what her and I do when I get close to the end of this video. Okay, so, okay, get down. I also want to thank all of you who have logged in and watch our videos, Filipino Souls videos. I greatly appreciate it. And right up the top, in the words of my great brother from across the pond, Kingsley, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Okay, as I was saying, I want to thank a lot of you for chiming in on the past couple of videos that we just did. Okay, go to the corner. Thank you. And we posted a video. Here's Dennis now. Here we say.
I'm still standing, and today's a great day for everybody. Singapore, Tokyo, China, everything is a great day. I'm here to see it. I'm so happy.
Speaking of the historic summit between the U.S. and North Korea,
Rodman is very emotional about
two
this.
of the world's most memeable characters. This one tweeted,
Dennis Rodman
the
gets
two
emotional
worst
discussing North
haircuts in
Korea.
history are about to trade hair care tips. Another one went the extra mile and created this picture quoting Trump during the summit. The world will see a major
They traded
hairstyles,
Donald Trump on Kim Jong and Kim Jong on Donald Trump. So you can imagine how funny that might have looked
by
like.
Dennis Rodman. But this tweet featuring Trump and reality star Kim Kardashian.
Okay, so anyway, this is what this shirt is about. It's funny, I'm just talking about Rodman and there is on the news. Okay, but I want to thank you for the two videos that we did. We did one in BCR and one in the U.S. And Ellen, who is the former daily winner, who was the daily winner of Showtime's 2016 singing competition. And we kind of did it a little different because, you know, we are promoting dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action around various schools. We have done them so far, I think 3, as the school year just started, so we plan to do a few more. We were at this one event, and this one woman, this one teacher, principal, she had said, oh, you won't come to my school because I'm in the mountains. And I told her, I love to see the mountains. And she got so excited. And so that's going to be our first one we're going to do in July. We're going to go to the mountains and do a video and bring our dreams and nothing more than plans awaiting action. Because it is a teachable moment, I like to think. I think it's important. You know, my being a photographer, and a lot of people have asked me, especially the mother of my kids, she asked me many, many years ago, she asked me, why do I post text on my photographs? And the reason why I post text on my photographs is because it's a form of my copywriting my work. You know, when I first found out about the internet and websites, I had hired someone, or I wanted to hire someone to do my website. And when he came in, he showed me various websites, and I asked him if he had a website, and he said yes. So I said, can I see it? So he said sure. So he pulled up his website, and it was a website of, he was selling women's lingerie. I mean, all these gorgeous pictures of women in lingerie and G-strings and everything you can imagine. Everything Victoria's Secret style kind of underwear that a woman could only dream about having. And so I asked him, I said, did you take these pictures? He said, no. I said, where'd you get these pictures from? He said he got them off the internet. And right then I told him, pack your stuff up and get out of my house. Because you see, that's thievery, that's plagiarism, that's something that I've always stood. I worked so hard for to have the credits or get the credits that I deserve on projects I shoot. When I first started as a freelance publicity photography, which about 98% of everything I photographed ended up in publications somewhere around the world. And I didn't do it for the money. I did it to see photos by Gerard under that picture. Because photos by Gerard underneath that picture will last forever. The money comes and goes, but the credits last forever. And so, and they say credits are good for 2 things. They said it's good for your mother and your next job. So getting back to credits, you know, so I would put all this text, even now when you see me post my pictures that say it's all about perception, and I write a little catchy story or whatever below that, that's my way of copywriting my work. That's to help me ensure that my pictures just won't be easily stolen. Now, if you are computer swabby enough and you want to take the time to remove all that text on those pictures and use the photo, well, God bless you. Go right ahead, you deserve it. But other than that, you know, I'm doing whatever precaution I can to keep my work from being stolen. And you know, I spent a lot of years and a lot of life experience being able to do what I do with the camera. And often the times when I'm on location, and when I hand my phone to somebody and say, look, take this picture, or hey, shoot this video, or hey, whatever, you know, I can never be upset at the results that I get. I would never be disappointed at how it comes out. Because how could I expect you to be able to take a photograph or do a video, you know, that would equal the experience that I have or someone professional would have? That's like, you know, you giving a jackhammer and telling someone to climb up 54 stories of a structure and drive rivets through the beams. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you couldn't expect them to be able to do that, but you're grateful, or I am grateful that they're there to at least catch whatever they can from that. And for that, I'll always be grateful. So all of you who have, and I mentioned this in the credits of this issue of Filipino Soul magazine, a special shout out to all of you who have said, hey, take my cell phone and take this picture. A special shout out to you because you also need photo credits. Now, the reason I speak about credits is because, as I was saying, with Ellen and I doing what we're doing, you know, I think it's so important to give the artists the credits that they deserve for the songs that they write, for the songs that they sing. Here in the Philippines, they sing a lot of songs, American songs, but they don't have any idea of who wrote it. And any karaoke place, even in the States or on cruise ships, they give you a book with all these songs and say, here, pick a song and sing it. But then, which is fine. I understand that. I truly, truly understand that. But I think it's more respectful of the art, to be able to give credit. You're not paying them, which is what they really would prefer. So at least give them the recognition for the work that they've done, and that's something that we are kind of moving into to that arena where we want to give credit to not only the artists and the songwriters who wrote the songs, but we also want to kind of give an idea of the history of or the conditions that song was written in. Like there's one song that we're going to do, I don't know the name of it, but the composer, the guy who wrote the song, he wrote it from a cemetery. This guy says that he was so poor that if he was on zero, he's below zero. But writing in the cemetery was the only place, he can escape, the conditions, of his life, of what he was dealing with from day to day, was in the cemetery. And he wrote one of the most memorable Filipino songs there is. He is also responsible for the OFP, the original Filipino music, OFM. So those of you who watch the OFM channel, where a lot of Filipino songs are, well, he is one of those pioneers who created that. So you see, there's a lot of history there that I like to see. But the same thing like with Lionel Richie. I get to the story of why I brought that up. With Lionel Richie, yes, okay, you sing American songs, but educate the people who he is. Lionel Richie is an extraordinary artist. He's accomplished levels that artists can only dream about or imagine about. I understand today, everything's internet or something like that. And for artists today to be able to sell over 90 million units, it's unfathomable for them to think that they can do the same thing. So how they engage the sale of it, I don't know. Downloads, I don't know. So I gotta sit there and download a song 1,000 times. Is that gonna mean you sold 1,000 units? Well, it could be. I don't know. But anyway, but I think it's important to pay homage to the people who write the songs and sing them. Now, Ellen and I had a contest. When I first posted the video, Lionel Richie was winning. I think it was like the 24 to 26 or something like this. But as the day progressed, and yesterday morning, I guess as Filipinos started waking up, and they started getting Ellen's Filipino song, it passed Lionel Richie's like 100-something to 70-something. But it's all good. It's all good. I just really appreciate those of you who are looking at our videos. So look for more from that, because I think that's the type a lane that I think I'm going to move in with her, is to have teachable moments when she performs a song. Which brings me to this other thing. This Sunday, I'm going to be a judge. I wish I had the information in front of me. I don't know why. I probably couldn't pronounce it. But anyway, I'm going to be a judge, a celebrity judge at one of the singing competitions. So I'm sure you'll see that when that gets posted. But getting back to news, I wanted to, and then give you your moment of zen with Helen. Being in the Philippines, and I haven't done this in a while. I'll read you really some of the things what goes on here. President Duterte, who is the president here in the Philippines, there's a lot of mixed feelings about him, but the overwhelming popularity of his presidency is unbelievable here in the Philippines, because they're more. They feel. I think I read somewhere it was like 80-something% of approval rate, and even more for his honesty. Yesterday was the Filipino Labor Day, a celebration. Like we have Labor Day, they have their Labor Day, and a lot of people protested, about more jobs or whatever. And protesting is, he says they have the right to protest, which is something that, a lot of us take for granted, especially in the United States. We have the right to protest, and even in a place where, like the Philippines, they have that same belief that if you are disgruntled or you're unhappy or you want to get a picket sign and walk around and saying, I am unhappy, I've been wronged, you can. But take, for instance, like in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, who just gave the women's right to drive, was a milestone for the moderates to be able to allow that type of liberalism in this country. But see, Saudi Arabia is a tricky country. It's easy to see them allow that, and a lot of the old moderates, the old oligarchs, or the old, Islamic, heads may see that as a form of it being liberalized or westernized, and that somewhat kind of scares them, because this is not what they want it to do. This is not what they want it to be interpreted as. It's just a form of, it's going to take many years, even more beyond my lifetime and yours, before Saudi Arabia gets to anywhere near where it can be called, comparison to the liberalism here in the United States. But although they are allowed to drive, there are some who protested because they wanted more freedom. And that's a mistake, and as a result, the country, said, okay, look, those of you who are protesting, lock them up. And that's what he did. Those women who what's the expression? You give an inch, you want to take a mile. Those of you who are not truly appreciative of what it is that I'm allowing you to do, well, then you know what? It can be taken away. And that's what he done. He locked a lot of women up. The ones who were protesting. Because it's not going to be seen as, okay, I'll let you drive today. Tomorrow you want women's equal rights. Tomorrow you want gay rights. Tomorrow you want things that are not applicable to the Islamic way of life. And so they put their foot down and said, look, let's do this slowly. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to take teeny tiny steps. You know what I'm saying? Be grateful for that little opening. Don't try to break the door down. You will not break the door down in Saudi Arabia about some of the things that what you want to do. Because next thing you know, you'll find yourself on the end of a rope or hung up. I don't know if this is still happening. Hung up in a public square somewhere with a sign over you, saying that, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened in Saudi Arabia, so that's kind of crazy. So protesting, yes, protest, but be grateful of the little, leadway that Saudi Arabia, and they're trying to be more, have a lot more liberalism in Saudi Arabia, but it's not going to happen overnight, and you can't force it to make it happen overnight. What else I wanted to say? Let me put on my reading glasses. Yeah, this article I want to mention to you, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you a moment of zen, because I've been talking for a minute. This one here is Israel and Gaza exchange fire. Now, it's, they say that the Palestinians launched record-breaking a ceasefire and etc. But the Israeli came down and they bombed a lot of the leading strongholds or military or targets there. Kind of an overkill, but that's what they did. And I want to say that because what Donald Trump did in Syria, where they went in and they bombed a lot of military targets, is that, it's not so much bombing the targets. I look at it like this. If you have an enemy who's a thorn in your side, if you can't kill him, then, set them back years. And that's what they did. They set Syria back years to have to get back to the level where they were thinking about nuclear weapons or whatever, such and such, such and such. You know, and that's what they do to their enemies. You know, you take away their progress. You take away their progress and you send them back to the Stone Age. You know, and you know that's that I see happening in Syria. That's what I see happening in Lebanon. I mean, in the Gaza, over there. That's what I see what happened. You know, they're sending them back. You know, so now they got to back up and regroup and all this stuff, and that takes time. So okay, you're busy for the next 10 years, so we don't have to worry about you. And that's what I think will happen. This article, on a positive note, was very pleasant. A 12-year-old girl risks to save. This is here in the Philippines. Saved the life of her four siblings. 12-year-old girl. The house caught on fire. Unfortunately, one of her siblings perished. But the house caught on fire, and she ran in there 4 times, saving her brothers and sisters. And she was honored and given an award for her bravery. Which was, extraordinary. Which is very good, and they ask her why, why did you do that? Why did you risk your life, going to the building 4 times to save your brothers and sisters? And her, well, you know what her answer is. Her answer was I love them. Okay? Love. Baby makes the seesaw go up and down. Okay, but most important thing of all, it makes a boy and girl feel so. This guy here from Britain, I'll show you a picture. I don't know if you can see him. I'm not gonna read the whole story, but fugitive Brit nabbed in Cebu. Now, this guy here, it says a 24-year-old Brit has been hiding in the Philippines, where he continued his racket of selling unexisting goods on Facebook and eBay. Okay. On Saturday, the long arm of the law caught up with Jason Amworth, who was arrested in a subdivision in Cebu City, where he transferred just 2 weeks ago. Now, this is one of the major guys. So if you ever bought something on eBay, or if you ever bought something on Facebook, and that you thought it was going to be, the game changer in your household or in your life, and didn't get it, that's because it didn't exist. Because of that guy. Okay, I'm going to show you my moment is in. Your moment is in with Ellen. Helen. Okay, Helen and I, let me do it this way so we can see a little more. Helen loves bones. Her treat is I give her bones. So I'm going to set this over here. I hope you can see. You can see a little bit. And I have these bones cooking for her. Let me turn the light. They are beef bones. Let me load it a little bit more so you can see. Okay. They are beef bones. They were just on the stove cooking. You kind of see beef bones, and I kind of cool them off a little bit, but this is where the fun begins. Let me see if I can set this over here where you can see. Again, I don't want to hear anything from Peter. I don't want to hear anything from any of you dog activists. I don't want anyone telling me, oh, you shouldn't do that. I don't want anybody. This is our game. This is my amusement. So, okay, we'll do it like that. A little bit more. Okay. Okay, there you go. And I hope some of you saw the video that where Ellen was watching TV. Okay, so this is Helen's corner. Helen, here. Go to corner. Go to corner. Go to corner. Come on, go to corner. She knows that's her mat. So take this here. This is, come on out. This is a corner. Go to corner. Okay. Now when I tell her to go to corner, she knows she's going to get something. This is her bone, but it's a little warm, so, but not hot, warm. So let's see how she handles it. Oh, did it go under her? Wait, come here, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did it go under there? Where'd it go? No, that's not your bone. Boy, you got a lot of stuff on here. Whoa, stupid. Ah, there it is. Okay. So, again, I'm going to put this right here. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this right here. And we'll watch her eat it because it's a little warm. So remember, dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Never disrespect others and always pull someone. What are you mad at me for? If you haven't got a dream, a goal, an idea, a train of thought, don't worry about it. Do what I do. As much as you can, as fast as you can, go home. And remember, I'll always love you more. And the best revenge in life is to live good. Ellen's living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, former lead singer of The Temptation oneself, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man, make him feel like a king. Can I have it? Can I eat it? Can I eat it with you? It's not as warm as the other one was. But she'll do fine. You get the idea. I will always love you more. I will talk to you.